So first thing we're going to do today is we're going to go over all of the patch notes. I'm going to talk about how I think they're going to impact the game. I'm going to talk about new map, just everything that's here, and how the game's going to change now that these are all implemented. And then we're going to play with viewers for the rest of the day. So let's jump into this right away. Let's not waste any time. The patch notes. How will the game change? Tenacity buff. Let's go. Yeah, the nades are going to be interesting. Nades are going to be a little interesting. All right, let's jump into this patch. So we obviously got the arena. It functions worse than Vice. I get like 70 FPS. It's really hard to work. I'm gonna be playing it a lot today. Probably be the only thing I played today. But it is laggy. It is laggy, that's for sure. I had a hard time running this. Maybe it'll be different now that I'm not recording, but we'll see how that goes. The map itself is really cool though. And we also have the player identity system, which is also pretty cool. The map, like if you look around at it, the map's awesome. But it is a little laggy, so we'll see how it goes. It's a limited time mode, the arena, which I played earlier, and I'll play that with viewers for the whole day. We're just going to be playing the arena. It's the only thing. Trying to beat all these challenges. The Dallas skin came out. It's going to be really, really weird trying to shoot Dr. Disrespect in a video game. We'll see how that will go when we're playing against a Dallas on Windward and Comp. And there is a literal Dr. Disrespect running at me. Alright, let's keep going. We got player identity. Player identity is pretty cool. It gives you, I saw that I have mastery on a few rogues and I was able to put their stuff here. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's nothing crazy. The thing that is cool about this though is that when you get a kill, it pops up with their player identity in the bottom, which is pretty cool. Mastery rewards at level 2 is unique rogue avatar, level 4 a banner, and then 5 a border. Rewards can you get for the challenges? I'll scroll back up for you. The challenges, you get a triple threat challenge profile banner for doing the triple threat challenge. For there's nothing in the other two, so you can just only get the triple threat banner for now. For the challenges, we're still gonna beat all of them though for sure. Closed beta spray. So if you played in the closed beta, which I'm sure most of us have, then you'll get this little spray. It's pretty cool, but I mean, sprays are whatever to me. All right, now we're at the important stuff. Now we're at the actual important stuff. Now I'm going to take some time and actually really think about all of these and see how I feel. Evade, increased movement speed bonus from 10 to 12%, increased duration from 7 to 10 seconds. I don't think the percentage is that big. At the time, it's not really like evade. You don't really need evade for like the 10 seconds. You're kind of just using it. All right, I'm in a bad spot. I need to get out of here. And you typically only have a few seconds to do that. So I guess the 2% will be helpful in that. But 7 to 10 seconds, I don't really know how that is insanely helpful. Okay, 6th Sense retired. Yeah, and track arounds has been buffed. 6th Sense was useless. Nobody bought it. Wasn't helpful. But track arounds increase from 3 to 4 seconds is nice, but I'm going to get to that later as to why I don't think that track rounds are as good, even though they're now on more people. I'll talk about that in a second. For gadgets, the grenade outer radius damage reduced from 50 to 40, reduce inner explosion radius from 3 to 2.5, reduce outer explosion radius from 4.25 to 4. I don't know how much of a difference that is going to make. I'll obviously have to test it a little bit more. I don't know how crazy it's going to be. Increased outer radius damage reduced from 50 to 40. So that means that if you're playing Dahlia, then it's only playing Dahlia, then you can't kill with 2 nades if you hit them on the outer radius. So I really don't know how bad this is going to be, because when I hit people with nades, they typically have tenacity anyway, and they're typically in the inner radius. So I have another half a meter less where I have to land that nade. I could see it affecting sometimes, but a lot of the times, everybody that plays competitive is so good with nades that it's pretty easy to just land nades on people. So we'll see how this actually affects it. I can't really say how much of a nerf this is going to be until I experiment with it a little bit more. But the meta is still going to be using nades. Everybody's still going to use them. I don't think this is going to change the meta in any way. I think everybody's still going to be playing Dahlia and Ronin and stuff like that. Grade level 1 and 2, outer damage reduced, and just the same basic thing. So is it the reduced inner explosion for 3.25 to 3, So buying that first nade upgrade is gonna be pretty good. Yeah, you're gonna want to definitely be upgrading your nades for sure. I think that you should definitely focus, especially on Dahlia, because if you're linked with a trench, you're gonna have 2 smokes and 2 nades. You don't really need the third smoke. You could just play a Ronin to have the third smoke, and then you have to full upgrade your nades, and then your nades will still be strong. Now, this is an interesting thing. It's the Incendiary nade buff, where the spread is increased by double the time. It's now 0.25 when it starts to spread. This results in dealing damage 0.25 after it's first thrown. You're going to be able to throw this at half walls and places people are hiding, and it's going to start ticking way faster and open up a lot more for you. Increase the area which it spreads by 20%. So these are going to be really strong now. I don't know exactly how people are going to be using them. Like, you could throw them at the bomb to stop people from defusing at the end of rounds, like people do in CS. And yeah, just like throw them at walls where you can't get around because somebody's holding them and they have to give it to you. At least give you a little bit of space and you can take it. Okay, C4 nerf. I'm pretty sure every single person besides Talon and Anvil mains are happy about this. Max throw distance has been reduced by 4 meters. So that's helpful so that they can't throw it across the map and it lands on my face. Level 1 upgrade, throw distance reduced from 22 to 16. Like that. Outer radius damage reduced from 60 to 40. And inner radius reduced from 3.25 to 3 meters. I don't think anybody likes dying to C4. Really annoying because it's really kind of brain dead. You just throw it at the corner and blow it up again. It's not like a nade where you have to cook it and then throw it perfectly. You just kind of drop a C4 and get a free kill, which is annoying. But hopefully those nerfs will be a little bit helpful to kind of weed that out. And the Semtex level 2 reduced outer explosion from 4.25 to 4. That's not anything crazy. All right, now Anvil he's no longer immune to EMPs and slows. EMPs aren't that big of a deal. I don't think EMPs is that huge of a nerf. Maybe people will start using them more and it will be a bigger nerf. But for now, people don't use EMPs enough to really warrant this being that bad. Slows is big though, because a lot of Anvil mains, one in particular, which is Bobster, which I'm not sure if all of you know, but he will go up through barbed wire and throw his shield down and plant the bomb. Now, if there's barbed wire, they actually have to break it before he can do that. So him not being able to be slowed is definitely a big nerf. There's a lot of ways you can be slowed in this game. So I think that this right here in particular will definitely be a big nerf to him. We will see how it plays out. I still think he'll be strong, but this, like, the EMPs is kind of whatever, but the slows are going to be annoying for him because he could just run through everything, but now he can't. We'll see how that plays out. Now you have Shock, a character who is meant to run through everything, just take one-on-one gunfights, and now he actually can. So his ability duration's been over doubled. It's from 7 to 15 seconds. His down health is increased to 50. So when he turns a corner and pops his ability, it used to be, all right, I'm on Shock, I'm going to pop my ability, sprint around the corner, do as much damage as I can, and let my teammates clean it up, because you're not going to have enough time to pull the gun out. But now you can pop your ability and push that corner and take that 1v1, and you have plenty of time because you have 15 seconds before your health goes down. Or at least goes all the way down, which is awesome. So I think Shock will be used a little bit more now because he has flashbangs too, which are really, really strong. So we'll see. Ronin removes 6th Sense, now has tracker rounds. And also, Vi has tracker rounds, Talon has tracker rounds. That's 3 more people that have tracker rounds. And that you'd think that would be a tracker rounds buff. But in my mind, I think it's going to be worse because now when I'm playing Dahlia, I'm just going to buy Cloaked ahead of time before the tracker rounds start to come into play. Normally, I wouldn't buy them, and then if a Saint gets it for 1 round or 2 rounds, or a Trench does, then I get caught off guard by it, and then boom, I'm revealed for half the round because all they have to do is tap me and I'm revealed. But now I'm going to be buying Cloaked a lot more, and a lot of other people will too. So I think tracker rounds overall, they're on more characters, but they'll probably get worse. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think that I'm just going to be buying Cloaked, and along with every other character that has Cloaked is going to be buying it earlier too, even if the tracker rounds aren't in play yet. The Ballistic Knife being reduced from 125 to 100 basically kind of makes Ronin just way worse than Dahlia, because now Dahlia can have 2 nades that do 125 damage, and Ronin has 1 nade and a knife that does 100 damage. So, and also Dahlia has a res, and she has smokes. She just has way more of a kit than Ronin right now. Ronin can still be useful if you need those extra smokes and nades, but you definitely just want to go with Dahlia for now. And Ronin is a flex pick and not like a main pick that she used to be. Glitch removes 6 cents how now is headstrong. I think what they're going with here is that because Glitch needs to kind of get in somebody's face to hack them, and headstrong can kind of help him get there. But headstrong's not it. I think Glitch needs tenacity because he usually is just hiding behind a half wall trying to hack, and he just gets naded. So there's no point. Okay, so now we're on the submachine guns. All the submachine guns got buffs. They all got range increases, and none of this matters because the maps favor medium range fights. So it doesn't matter. What's going to happen with the SMGs is that they're either going to be not as good as ARs and DMRs because the maps favor medium range gunfights, or they're going to be absolutely broken. So I don't think that this is a way to make SMGs viable. I think the way to make SMGs viable is to make maps that favor close range fighting. Because if they buff SMGs to the point where they can hang in medium range fighting, then they're going to be the only thing used. Because they're going to be destroying close range and they're going to be destroying medium range. Or at least keeping up medium range. So the SMGs will either be the only thing used or used in very, very specific situations. So yeah, I think that these buffs are great and all, but I don't know how useful they are yet. Like the only one that has a massive range upgrade is, well, two actually, is the Lancer one and the Ronin and Scorch one. I just don't think that it's gonna make a difference, to be honest. I just don't think so. With the way the maps are, like, are you gonna use an SMG on Windward? No. Why would you use an SMG on Windward? They're 20 meters away. And if you get a close range fight, yeah, you'll probably win, but you're gonna lose 8 more medium range fights in that time. So yeah, it's just all 20 meter, 15 meter fights in this game, and an MXR or a K30 is going to dominate all SMGs unless they make these ranges up to 15 and 20 meters, but at that point they're not SMGs. So the only way to make SMGs viable is to make the maps actually favor close range fighting. Right now they don't. So until that happens, SMGs are bad. Okay, Scorch's secondary weapon range doesn't none of this really, like, nobody plays Scorch competitive, so I don't really know how much this won't really affect anything. Fall off damage range, headshot damage is increased from 51 to 52. Body shot damage increased by 1. Damage fall off damage range 2. Headshot damage increased from 38 to 44, and body damage increase. It just makes it a little bit stronger. It's just a pistol though. It doesn't really mean anything. Okay, the Executioner. Okay, so they took away all unlimited ammo. The only time I see this really coming into play is if you're just spraying at somebody for no reason, you run out of ammo. I never really shoot like a lot of ammo with pistols. The only time this is really a big impact is like an Anvil shield first round when your team has to spray out that Anvil shield and break it, and then you might have no ammo left. So it'll be with an Executioner, right? Executioner has 12 bullets in a clip, so you have 84 rounds. What are you going to take, like 2 or 3 clips at it? And you still have 50 bullets for the rest of the round. You'll be fine. I think it only comes into play. Spitfire has only 105. You can run out of ammo with that pretty easily. So yeah, I think the only time it comes into play is when you have to break an Anvil shield. So I think Anvil in the first 3 rounds is going to be really, really strong because people will be running out of ammo trying to break the shield. We're almost at the bottom here. Quality of life. Strikeout mode, bleed out will now say use instead of X to bleed out on PC. The XT can now be rebound. Okay. Just another nice little quality of life. I made a number of changes to the emote and radio wheel, which include a prompt will now display what must be pressed to close the radio wheel. Okay. Players will now stop entirely when playing an emote. PC, the com wheel says it has moved from 8 to 9 and T to X. When making a selection on the radio wheel on console, the controller will rumble to indicate this. Players will now be displayed on the end of match summary if they leave the game. So this is good because now you can report people that are leaving, stuff like that. That's pretty cool. And bugs, we fixed an issue which sometimes a PC player would crash in a cross-platform custom match. Maybe that was on Vice. I don't know. Fixed an issue that allows players to abuse the shooting behind cover feature. So no more ghost peeking. We'll have to test that out. But if ghost peeking is gone, obviously that's good. So this is the patch rundown. This is everything that I think how it's going to play out, but we'll obviously know over time.